and welcome to the Big T Show. I am Big T, and we are sort of back. Feeling and looking like a fucking bus hit me. Let me just make sure I got this going right because I am a big boomer. Yeah, way to start the gate hot. All right, we got it. We're gonna push through this one. We're gonna push through this one. We haven't had one like this in a while. When I first started doing my first podcast was Burger and the Dog with my boy Reese, and it was subconsciously me um, procrastinating everything besides doing stand up. And it was a sports show. We went to the University of Connecticut, a school of broadcasting, whatever that shit's called. And I'm not sure I was eating edibles yet then. But, it was a sports show, and we ended up talking about shitting, or I talked about shitting and farting, whatever pussy fucking noises. And it didn't last because I'm a fucking idiot. But then the other one, we're not gonna mention anyone's names because you mentioned certain people's names like Beetlejuice. Then that person appears, so we don't leave that. We leave that bad energy. But we had a show out in Long Island, and I would start the show off by saying the sponsors of the show, bake what your mama gave you, and I would eat one of my edibles, which is strong as fuck. And I thought that was like, even with the THC TV, like the earlier episodes, which are just comical, and uh, I was ripped. I was absolutely ripped. Sort of how I am right now. I haven't had an episode like this. I can't believe I would go on the air and eat edibles on the air and expect to try to be somewhat entertaining. Like, you could see the bags under my eyes. I had the hamburger eating contest yesterday. Took some performance enhancing drugs that, spoiler alert, I'm not the champion. I'm a fucking second place loser. We're going to get to that. But we're going to push through. We got the Big Tits Big Picks of the week coming up. I think this is the week we crack them. I'm very excited about this week's picks, and we'll get into that. But yeah, man, I had a wild week. I was like, no, I've been eating bad. I've been eating within my window, but like there was a time or two that I broke my fast to get pizza or whatever the fuck I ate. I was very mad at myself, so I decided to do a 24-hour fast. I like to challenge myself, and that resets the cells in your body. You just feel good afterwards. I don't know, just there's something about just not your body not processing anything for a fucking day. And I'm in an interfaith relationship. We went to the high holiday, went to break the fast, and like an idiot, I ordered clams and shrimp, and like that just inflames the gout. And I had the worst gout attack of my fucking life this week. I couldn't move. I had to drag my ass into urgent care. I didn't sleep. And so what do you do when you're on gout and now probably be on medicine the rest of your life? You go and have a hamburger eating contest, and fucking I ate 500 milligrams. Shout out to Oleg and all my friends, my brother. A lot of people were there who came out to support me, and I let everyone down. I thought I did. I thought I competed well, but at the end of the day, I let people down. I didn't win, and I did everything I could have to win. 500 milligrams is a lot. And I'm feeling it today. I was feeling it yesterday. I used to eat 500 milligrams easy in a sitting. I wrote down some notes. Like at the old tree house I lived at, my storage room was right next to where I slept. And I'd get I love the sour watermelons, or there's certain candies, the belts. And I would wake up in the middle of the night not being able to sleep, and I would eat 2, 3 to 4 bags, up to 2,000 milligrams in the middle of the night, waking up at 2, like a bus hit me, it was just such unhealthy behavior. And I don't know how I used to eat 2,000. I ate 500 yesterday to be a better eater, and I almost won, a couple bites away. And I'm fucking feeling it today, the repercussions of the edibles. Edibles and sore losing. I went and I left, and I fucking went to the bagel store, and I got fucking lox on bagels, scallion, cream cheese, this, that, bacon to cook, about 19 bags of chips. I don't even eat chips like that, maybe since I was a kid, but they had every fucking flavor. onion and garlic, sour cream, regular cheese doodles, crunchy cheese doodles, none of those Cheetos bullshit, like the legit real cheese doodles, the classics, the sour cream and onion ridges, the dipsy doodles, the fucking sorry, I'm getting a fucking message on here. What else do we have? Multiple popcorns. I couldn't not buy it because I was on 500 milligrams of fucking th fucking c. I was mad I just barely lost. You know, shout out to the champion, this young kid. But that settled $150, salami, cheese, this. What else did I buy? Haagen Dazs. Like, it sets off the chain of events. That's why I had to stop eating. That's why I got fatty liver. I'm a fucking animal. You know, like $150 from a bagel store, and you live with one other person. It's not like you have a family. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have kids, and just honey buns, this, that, like just real diabetic bullshit. I look like a bag of shit right now. But you know, the hamburger eating contest was fun. I had support. I had Oleg there. Shout out to my bad OG Rocks um, for content, and and I pussied out for whatever reason. I didn't. They said it was a family. There was more people than I thought were gonna be there on a shitty forecasted day. It was shitty out. I'm fucking in an edible hangover. I had like 5 cups of coffee today too, and nothing's fucking helping. But you know, I get there. The band was good. There was good. There was like people there to. I don't know who the competition was. I took my shirt off. The guy Mike wanted me to. He sounded a little tentative on the phone when I told him I was going to take my shirt off. He's like, oh. And then when I'm there, I don't have my Instagram handle on my stomach like I wanted. And he's like, oh, take your shirt off. Take your shirt off. I took my shirt off. Some people in the crowd were saying I was the crowd favorite for whatever reason, just because maybe I'm fat or maybe who knows. But there was some young kids, maybe from scholars. I don't know where they were, but they're like, "Yo, Big T, Big T." Oh, I'm in the zone. Once you start, I'm fucking housing these burgers. I ate 6.5 out of a dozen, you know, and the kid ate maybe right there, but he double stacked his. We could have went to a measuring tape. I'm not bitter. He probably beat me by a bite or two, but they had his whole support system. His guys like, Big T don't want this. Big T's tired. Like just talking shit, but didn't affect me. I kept drinking the water, trying to get the bun. Instead of dipping in the water, I was sipping it just to get the break down the bun and the burger. And at a certain point, I'm like, yo, just don't throw up. Like I broke my fast with 500 milligrams, some garlic because I wasn't feeling good, and then I had a latte as I was sitting around waiting, trying to expand my stomach a little. And 6.5 regular sized burgers. They weren't sliders, you know, and they're awesome burgers. That Meat Up Grill, the place is phenomenal. Shout out to Mike Florio. I probably butchered his last name. From the Meat Up Grill, and it was a fun event. Like the kids chanted, there was people out. It was like a random, just shut down 116th to have these 6 people eat cheeseburgers on a fucking rainy Saturday. I don't know. I had a blast. I wanted to win. There was competition. It was fierce competition. The guy next to me and him were neck to neck. And like I didn't, no one stopped. It was just 5 minutes of just so everyone was fairly close. You know what I mean? Like, and I did everything in my power to take this fucking championship home back to the Rock. What more can I have done? I seen some disappointment in some of my friends' faces. Like, yeah, I know you guys came out. And it's not like I just didn't show up. 6.5 burgers when that's what how many the champion won. The winner won. The champion, yeah. That's how much the winner won, and like, there's not much more I could have done. You know, it was a chain of just constant burgers, sipping, and I tried. Like I felt a little nauseous at the end, man. And I have the gout. You know, I took my medicine that day. I took the 500 milligrams, but I didn't take my gout medicine. Did that affect me? You know, who knows? But I'm looking at myself in the camera right now. As my nose is fucking right. I'm just a mess. I am an absolute mess. Because I come home with $150. Oh, great camera work. Great fucking video of me just blowing my nose and putting it in my fucking pocket. I'm a fucking mess right now. I don't know how I used to do this on the show with guests and I edibled out of my shorts, but you know, shout out to them. Shout out to my boys. You know what I mean? Like fucking just pussying out with the Big Tits Big Picks on my stomach. Of course, I had my shirt off. It should have been there, but you know, then I get home eating fucking Haagen Dazs. Like during the pandemic, that's how I gained a lot of this weight back. I was ordering. Me and Kira ordered $300 worth of Haagen-Dazs once, edibled out of our shorts from Uber Eats, and then we're eating it the next day for breakfast. The vanilla fudge Swiss almond, whatever. It's fucking one of my favorites. And so I came home. I ate one Haagen-Dazs, and then next thing you know, I'm fucking sitting on the couch and just projectiling vomit everywhere. I couldn't get up. I was fucking so. I probably not. Who knows? Nodded off. Next thing you know, there's hamburger everywhere, all over the fucking living room, and it was absolutely disgusting. Kira came out like, please just go inside. I don't want to. I gotta clean this up. I throw up everywhere, everywhere, and I got it off me. It took me a while to clean it up because it was chunks of hamburger everywhere. And in between that, I'm like, oh, let me open this other ice cream that I bought. I start eating that, and I get to the bathroom, fucking throw up everywhere in the fucking shower, all over the shower, in the drain. It was absolutely everywhere. Kira's busting my balls. She's still finding hamburger today. So now I got to pull it together. Edibled out of my shorts. A loser, not even a champion. And I'm sitting in a pile of my own throw up. The shower was like a level of fucking hamburger meat and water that not going down the drain. I had to deal with that. Kira just left me with me and my fucking throw up. Not in a bad way, she had something to do, but it just, now I'm by my fucking self. Like, I'm in the shower, just like, and where I'm staying is a septic system. You know, it's not a regular sewer. The septic system's like, oh, what the fuck? Normally we get shit. You know, we get shit and piss. Oh, tonight we're getting hamburger? Oh, lucky us. You know what I mean? As I'm in the shower, fucking waffling, whatever that term is, where you shit in the shower and you just smush it down the drain. That's what I was doing with this chunks of chopped meat, full hamburgers. And Kira had to come clean it up because she's like, yeah, good job cleaning up. It was probably a horrendous job. She had to come and like power wash fucking everything. I don't know if she was spraying something. She did an amazing job. Shout out to Kira for dealing with me. And just all over the living room. I'm still finding chunks of hamburger. The cleaning lady's coming anyway. It's just absolutely disgusting. I couldn't hold it in. It was just coming out because I kept fucking eating. You know, I'm eating fucking the lox with cream cheese, this, buttered bagels, onion rings, fuck, thing in my fucking throat. All for second place. You know, second place is just the first loser. There's no award trophy for showing up. Fuck that. This young kid whipped my ass. He didn't whip my ass, but you know, I should have. I don't know what more I could have done to win. You know, 6.5 burgers. He was like 6 and a little more than a half, a bite. I think it was settled by a bite. We're gonna go through the footage. I gotta get Oleg. You know, and like it was like Stand By Me, classic movie, Channel 11. I can never tell you what it's about. I just know there's leeches that get stuck in their private parts and suck their blood from their dick and jumping off a train track into the water. I don't know, this childhood classic. It was always on Channel 11. And there was a story of this guy called Lardass that he drank something to win the blueberry pie eating contest, and then he just started, they're like, come on, Lardass! How I felt everyone was treating me at this hamburger eating contest. Granted, they're valid points. And next thing you know, Lardass is just throwing up on everyone. It's worth Googling the Lardass scene from Stand By Me. It's fucking hilarious. You know, he's walking on the stage, boom, baba. And like Lardass gets everyone back. Instead, my Lardass throws up all over the living room and in the fucking shower. And then you have to go in there with hamburger juice all over your feet, waffling the fucking hamburger to the septic tank, which is finally happy it's not getting logs of shit and finally getting a good meal hamburger. Like, it was a fucked up afternoon, man. And it was legit Stand By Me, Lardass, puking everywhere. And it took all night to clean. I felt like I was cleaning, and then I thought I laid down. I woke up, and I thought it was 12 in the afternoon. It was midnight, and I'm like, oh, I just didn't sleep all night. Like, it was absolutely disgusting. I'm here to fucking not do shit all day except for fucking watch my fantasy team let me down and watch the NFL. And we're gonna get to the Big Tits Big Picks of the week. This is the week we crack them. But I woke up like a bus hit me. Then I woke up with even more worse news. You know, and I'm a loser. I threw up everywhere twice. I bought all bad food. I bought chicken. I think I fried up chicken cutlets, like breaded them, eggs, bread, crumb, flour, and fried chicken cutlets at one point last night. Puked at probably everywhere. And I woke up with even worse news. Harry, friend of the show, um, we went and visited him in fucking February. He was on multiple THC TV with Big T episodes, and just an all around great guy. 96-year-old. I feel like he was 96 for about 10 years, like almost like Bonnie from Family Guy. This lighting's really making me look fucking exhausted. But like Bonnie from the Family Guy, who was pregnant for like 10 seasons. Harry's been 96. Berry, who we went and saw in Ohio, where Harry's staying. They went out to eat. Harry fell. Harry broke his hip. He's bedridden. It's not looking good for Harry. And he's a veteran of so many things, but he's a veteran friend of the show. And I'm like upset about it. Like, and I'm trying to show emotion, but it's tough when you're fucking 500 milligrams deep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you're hearing some of the worst news. I always figured that I would get this message as something bad. But I spoke to Harry, and I wanted to mention it on the show just because he's been on the show. He's been on the podcast on New Year's Eve 2 years ago with Melissa. And then he came on the cooking show and got fucking ripped. And he would see me how I ate all that food. Like, he saw me at the chef's table. He see me take down a ribeye, this, that. I'm eating the sugar packets, drinking the heavy cream, just everything on the table I ate. And he's like, guy, this, because he had no appetite and he wasn't sleeping well. So I gave him one of my banana breads. Because the banana bread made you do that? I gave it to him. He didn't follow the instructions. He said he fell in increments. He said he fell and he was in the air doing increments till he hit the floor. He had a bad experience from it. But he eventually came to the other side because he liked the punch bars and it was helping him sleep. And I never met the lady Berry, and I don't even know if they watched the show or not. But this is public knowledge. Not Berry. Someone else. Someone was coming to help him move, and they drove from Ohio in a U-Haul truck. And I'm at an open mic. I get off stage. I eat an edible. This is when Harry was moving to Ohio, and there was chocolate that he was using to help him sleep. Punch bars, 225 milligrams, and she ate both of them. And I go to see how the movement's coming. It's like 12 o'clock at night after I did a set. And I ate my edible when I got off stage. And I hear her screaming on the other side of the door. Like something, like, she's like, what was in that chocolate? Screaming, like, not knowing. I go, there was weed in it. And I'm paranoid and high as fuck. So I hear her screaming on the other side of the door. I'm like, yo, I can't deal with this right now. I thought she was going to come out and stab me in the chest. So fucking, next thing you know, she said she got teleported to Pennsylvania in a U-Haul. She's driving up and down Flatbush Avenue. She was afraid to go back over the bridge. It was a wild story. But I'm just reminiscing on me being edibled out of my shorts. Harry being on the team a couple times, falling in increments, he said, to the floor after a banana bread. Berry eating fucking almost 500 milligrams of punch bar chocolate, getting teleported to Pennsylvania. To Harry falling really and hurting his hip, but keep Harry in your mind and your prayers. War veteran, fucking just, I think he robbed the Germans of fucking Deutschmarks back in World War II. He had some fucking thing going. I would take him out to eat Chinese food anywhere just to hear his stories. And hanging to Harry, we love you, friend of the show, friend in general, Harry. And you can't explain. You can't explain how people become friends. We just lived together. We lived in the same complex. He would come over, watch me make edibles, and I had a lot of time in my hands at the time. I was like, hey, let's go out to eat. And we just would hang out, became friends. It was me. He's me in a different life. I'm him in a different life, if that makes any sense. But shout out to Harry. Hang in there, brother. Stay positive. That's all you can do at this point. And, I'm going to send him out. I talked to him before. He mentioned, you never sent me the Jewish corned beef. They have really good corned beef in Ohio. But he wants some New York corned beef, so I'm going to get off there. I'm going to send him some gold bellies from Cats. So if this is, knock on wood, if it is something bad, at least he can go out with his corned beef sandwich and go out on a high note, so I got to get that out to him. But shout out to Harry. And listen, we pushed through. And we made it to the end. It was going to be a light episode. I'm fucking super weed hungover. But I still wanted to give my Big Tits Big Picks of the week because last week we won 16 out of 17. You know, not in the Big Tits Big Picks. We started off a little cold with that, but we put in a shits and giggles one. It was only $50. And we're not going big this year. We're not getting sucked back in. You know, we're doing just light casual gambling, nothing crazy. And we adjusted all the lines. So like the Giants were -1 and they lost, but I put them up to plus 10.5. And we went 16 out of 17. We had one inning left. The Detroit fucking Tigers couldn't just not score the rest of the fucking game. I had them scoring under 3 runs and they scored 3 in the eighth and ruined a perfectly good parlay, you know? And then the other night, was that Monday night? Monday night? Yeah, Thursday night. Fucking Tua gets knocked again. They're gonna kill this fucking poor bastard. Like last week, they put him back in after getting knocked down. They upset the Bills, but this guy, he's doing gang signs as he's falling to the fucking floor, and he couldn't find Tyreek Hill, and that went 8 out of 9. So technically, we went 24 out of 26. The last two shits and giggles parlays we put in without even trying to gamble, nothing crazy. But this week we're gonna do a 6-teamer. We took away. I was getting a little cute with these anytime touchdown scores that, you know, it feels like a good play and it just bites you in the ass, you know. But the Big Tits Big Picks of the week, we're close. We're about to crack them. This is based off of 200. This is week 4, so we're down technically, air quotes, 600 for the year for the record. We're keeping track of it. We're taking the game in London, Vikings money line. It's -3.5. Take a money line. Don't get cute, you know. Then we got the Chargers. Herbert's a little hurt. I have them and the Mets winning the World Series and the Super Bowls. I need this Charger team to come alive. A feisty Texans team. I feel a couple years away. They've been around. They've just been around with no real talent, and they're in games. But I like the Chargers just around. This Chargers is a get back, get healthy game. The Eagles. This one scares me. I don't know why I liked it so much. I took a money line. I like the Jaguars. I really do. I should have raised the Jaguars up. I think it was like -6.5. But I took the Eagles money line. This is a good Eagles team. You know, they should be able to just at least outright beat them. I think the spread's 5.5, 6.5. And then, a couple of these came to me last night when I was ripped. So it's either going to be me bitching about this next week or eating edibles as I do my picks. I'm alternating the line for the Browns. They're favored by 1. I'm putting it at +3.5. I think they're going to run all over the Falcons. I really just alternating lines. I like that extra field goal. You know, I think they're going to win outright, but I like that extra field goal just in case they lose by a field goal. We still win. I like that with the Broncos. The Browns and the Broncos are the ones that came to me last night when I was ripped, sitting in my pile on my own throw up. I had 2 rooms to throw up to clean up. And I'm like, no, let me just put some action in for my Big Tits Big Picks of the week. And the Broncos alternate line +3.5. I think in my mind, I'm like, yo, both of these teams could actually outright win, let alone giving me 3 extra points. An alternate line +3.5. And then one, we always talk about the hedge, and you usually hedge with a favorite, so you get plus money on the way back with the underdog. But I know I just took the Chiefs +1. If we get to that point, that's the night game. Then we're gonna hedge big time and guarantee ourselves some money. Not a normal hedge where like I said, I like to take a favorite. Then the underdog will pay back better. But no, I just like the Chiefs. The Bucks, they're getting some players back, but I don't know. I just like the Chiefs in this situation, and if we get to that point, we're going to be able to hedge, so it doesn't even matter. We're going to guarantee ourselves some winners. 6-teamer, Vikings, money line. Chargers -5.5. Why 5.5 and leaving at that? Because if they go to overtime, they score on a touchdown, they still hit by 6. Not kicking the extra point. So if you have them at 6.5, they're not going to kick the extra point in overtime. Then you're fucked by half a point sitting there. Why didn't I do that? So -5.5 Chargers. Eagles money line. Browns +3.5. Broncos +3.5. And Chiefs +1. 200 pays 34.80. We're -6 for the year. We hit this one. We're looking really good. That's been the Big Tits, Big Picks of the week. Like I said, 26 out of 20, 24 out of 26. The last 2 shits and giggle parlays, and we did it. We made it through this episode. I don't eat edibles anymore. I got fatty liver and gout, and I don't even drink anymore. It was how much I eat after the edibles and how much I ate last night, and I did it for a good cause to win $250 and to create content and to win a hamburger eating contest. But when you come in second place, now you're just a second place fat loser who puked all over his fucking place. And it is what it is. I'll be back. I'm a competitive person, competitive eater, professional eater. And listen, I brought it. 6.5 burgers is a lot. What do you want me to do? You know, I thought I did. I thought I did enough to win, and I didn't. Why fucking another bite or two? But this has been another episode of the Big T Show. We're cracking them this week. I'm very, very excited about that parlay. It's been another episode of the Big T Show, pushing through 500 milligram weed hangover. And remember, be the person you are when you're high, just not this high. Later. See you next week.